Today, I'm pleased to make a truly historic announcement in our battle against the China virus that will save countless lives. Convalescent, strong antibodies from the blood of recovered patients to help treat patients battling a current infection. Convalescent, this is the only possible, and it's only made possible because of Operation Convalescent. Today, I'm pleased to make a truly historic announcement in our battle against the China virus that will save countless lives. We provided $48 million to fund the Mayo Clinic study that tested the efficacy of convalescent the virus. Convalescent. This is the only possible, and it's only made possible because of Operation Convalescent Plasma.
I have with me David Pakman. He is a progressive host and executive producer of the nationally syndicated radio and TV program, The David Pakman Show. And I wanted to talk to David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman, he is a beta male. The beta male.
Can you remind the audience, when you talk about being a beta male and being an alpha male, what are we talking about here?
There are males, most men today.
Yeah.
Male, they think and act like a woman. They are emotional. They are mentally off. They have no logic. And that's a beta male. They go along with homosexuality.
Hold on, whoa, Jesse, we got to, that's a lot.
LGBTQ.
That's a lot,
They
hold on.
agree with everything that's raw. Abortion, they think and act just like a woman. A beta male does. But a non-beta male doesn't, because he's a logical thinking. And they're controlled by the darkness of David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. David Pakman. He is a beta male. The beta male. David, you're not here to communicate. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to let you go. It's a waste of time to talk to you. We're not communicating. You're acting like an idiot.
No, because you're asking bizarre questions.
You're
and not
acting
answering
like an
any of them.
idiot, and you're wasting my time. I appreciate you coming. All right, thank you for coming.
So you know
Goodbye.
that.
Goodbye. Let him know. That's a progressive vote. All men who are progressive, or males who are progressive, are weak people. They are weak people. And
All right, welcome everybody. I know that song always gets people very, very fired up. We have something different today. We are going to have complete sentences today. We are going to have coherent thoughts today. We are going to have something we recognize as the English language today. We are going to have hypothetical and metaphorical speech today, because we are going to hear from Barack Obama. Barack Obama has been doing a full day of campaigning for Joe Biden in Pennsylvania, scheduled sometime between 10 and 25 minutes from now. It's not clear to me whether it's scheduled for quarter of or the top of the hour. We are going to be hearing from former President Barack Obama in Philadelphia. We then are going to be hearing, I guess, from Donald Trump in Gastonia, North Carolina. And I'm going to be really upfront. So we're going to do the Obama stuff, and then we'll do like a pre-Trump rally thing. And then I may be gone. I mean, at this point, we're increasingly not really needing. What I'm Trump says the same thing at every single one of these. It's sort of like, how orange is he? Is it upper or downer Trump? Is he mango, tangerine, amber? You know, what's the color? And sort of like, how deranged is he? How late is he? Who goes with him? Yesterday, Melania was supposed to go, but he's saying the same thing at every single one of these. So since we're starting earlier today with the Obama stuff, they're doing a pre-show right now in Gastonia. I probably won't cover much, if at all, of the actual Trump rally, particularly if he's very, very late. But we have plenty of time, plenty of time to discuss different things. But for now, we are standing by with multiple streams that I'm monitoring for you for the former President Barack Obama. We'll stick with this one first. This one says they're starting in 8 minutes. So we will be here, and we are going to follow it all extremely closely. So listen, if you've been following the news at all today, I'm going to tell you a story about Rudy Giuliani, basically through my tweets. So the first tweet about this was 4 hours ago, where I tweeted, "Oh boy, just heard about the Rudy Giuliani situation in Borat 2. Is their video floating around?" Now, at this point, I had heard that it seems as though Rudy Giuliani made, I don't even know what to call it. He thought he was, I guess, going to be hooking up with a woman that maybe he thought was 15, but it's an actress who's 24. And at one point he had his hand in his pants, and it was pretty wild. So that was 4 hours ago. Then I learned more about what was going on, and I saw this article, and I posted, it's going to be a really special week for Rudy Giuliani. Whoa, hold on a second. Let me get a better zoom. Rudy Giuliani faces questions after compromising scene in new Borat film. Trump's personal attorney has indiscreet encounter with actor playing Borat's daughter in hotel room during pandemic. And this is so funny. This article contains spoilers about Borat's subsequent movie film. I mean, how is this the real world right now, you know? The reputation of Rudy Giuliani could be set for a further blow, if you can imagine it being even more in the toilet, with the release of highly embarrassing footage in Sacha Baron Cohen's follow-up to Borat in the film released on Friday, meaning it's going to be released this coming Friday. The former New York mayor and current personal attorney to Donald Trump is seen reaching into his trousers and apparently touching his genitals while reclining on a bed in the presence of the actor playing Borat's daughter, who's posing as a TV journalist. I guess the gist of it was they said that this actress was a right-wing journalist who wanted to interview Rudy. Following an obsequious interview for a fake conservative news program, the pair retreat at her suggestion for a drink to the bedroom of a hotel suite, which is rigged with concealed cameras. After she removes the mic, Giuliani, 76, can be seen lying on his back on the bed, fiddling with his untucked shirt and reaching into his trousers. They are then interrupted by Borat, who runs in and says she's 15, she's too old for you. It's all just completely unbelievable. And this really may be the end of Rudy Giuliani. Then I posted Rudy Giuliani right now, sweating. Okay, I'll get back to that story in a second. And then this picture was released. It's all just crazy. This picture was released. And then the Drudge headline at one point was this. This is Drudge Report. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Now, to add like one more layer to the insanity, people who have seen the film already report that this was during coronavirus, during Corvid, as some people are referring to it. And I guess Rudy was coughing throughout the entire thing as well. Like, you could, even the most minute details are just stunning. Like, on top of whatever Rudy is doing here, he was coughing throughout the entire thing. So it's really incredible. And then, you know, more pictures here. This is, I guess, Rudy holding hands with the actress, and he seems almost to be in maybe the middle of some kind of Gregorian chant or something like that. Here is where now this one looks weird, but I guess this is just the actress who Rudy thinks is a journalist, not an actress, is removing his microphone. And then this is when Rudy's left hand seems to be well in his pants. It's like, how do you explain this as any? It's just unbelievable what is going on here. And then, of course, a lot of people taking pleasure in they are interrupted by Borat, who runs in and says she's 15, she's too old for you. Now, I do want to say something that I think is relevant here. For me, there's this thing about, are we instituting our view of morality? Like, if Rudy has an open relationship with his wife and everything's consensual, then whatever, right? For me, there's a bigger story, which is that Rudy Giuliani is just such a doofus that, Rudy said it's 50-50. It's 50-50 that I worked with a Russian spy on the Hunter Biden story. Rudy is so easily bamboozleable, if that's a word. And if it's not, okay, then I think you all understand what I'm saying, that he's just such a dunce. Like, how do you end up in this position, literally and metaphorically? That's really the story. If Rudy and his wife have an open relationship, great. But it's just the lack of judgment and the falling for this. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. And this may be the end of Rudy Giuliani's career. I don't believe that there has been comment so far, but from Rudy or from the Trump administration. But it is just absolutely insane moments. And some people are saying it's not really 50-50 that he worked with a Russian spy on the Hunter story. But by the way, I also posted earlier today, and I got a bunch of interesting responses to this. Where was this morning? So the computer repair shop owner to whom Hunter Biden supposedly dropped off the laptop is legally blind. Did I hear that correctly? I guess the guy who supposedly is the source that said this was Hunter Biden, I guess we've since learned the guy is blind, and that's who say so Hunter Biden was identified on. I mean, it's just every detail with these people is completely absurd. I just don't even know. And I know people are saying, well, how do you do computer repair if you're blind? I don't think that's really, and disability shaming. How did he know it was Hunter Biden? If he's blind, that's the entire point here, guys. And I understand legally blind doesn't mean fully blind. I get it. Okay. But it's just all of the details. The entire story is hinging on a guy, who knows how many miles from where Hunter Biden supposedly lives, who does really unusual things with hard drives. I mean, it's all bizarre. It's all completely bizarre. Okay. Let me do a few. Rudy's divorced. I didn't know that. Okay. If Rudy is single, I did not realize that. Then take that back. A couple of memes for you guys. This is called Jesse Wee Peterson. This is originally me holding a friend's baby, and somebody photoshopped in Jesse Lee Peterson's face. And this is now Jesse Wee Peterson. I think that this is pretty good. I think that's good. And then one other one, Jesse Lee Ben Carson Peterson II. There's me wearing my Data Mail shirt and cheersing, I guess, while Jesse wears a Beta Mail shirt. And okay, I mean, that's not bad. I do think this one is better. But this really isn't bad. So a couple updates as far as memes are concerned. We are now standing by for Barack Obama, scheduled for sometime in the next 15 minutes. The party has already started, as you can see, with Diamond and Silk on stage. Let's just listen to a few seconds of it.
Country on earth. We are the greatest. Right here. Yes. Come on.
I don't know, guys. They're pretty convincing.
So, if you want to remain the greatest country on earth, you're going to have to vote for President Donald J. Trump.
She sounds way less unhinged than Kimberly Guilfoyle, I have to tell you. If you watch Kimberly Guilfoyle and then you come to this sounds normal. And as you can see, someone with a Blacks for Trump shirt in a position where I imagine they will be right over Trump's left shoulder. Which is the ideal spot for propagandistic placement of minorities during Trump events. So everything happening in Gastonia, North Carolina, But right now, we are waiting for Barack Obama. And we will keep an eye on that. Okay, guys, let me get to some super chats. Before I do that, just a few thank yous. David Chadman has just resubscribed very strongly. Society is Broken has subscribed on Twitch. Amber Gifford has subscribed. Petulant Steven is a new subscriber. And a hype train is out of the station thanks to 5 gifted subs from Boy Meets Minnie. As far as the website is concerned, Kay Standifer is new member number 1. Shane Ryan is number 2. Amber Gifford doubling up is number 3. I appreciate that. 3 subscribers on joinpacman.com. Let's get into super chats. I want to hear from you guys and see what you guys think. Let's go to the top. Okay. Marianne Zimmerman says, David, if you want to talk to a far left non-accelerationist, call a Danish social democrat. Okay, that's an idea. JR says, hey, David, thanks for playing my song yesterday. It meant a lot. I'm going to make a full band version soon. Other than that, get out and vote. Yeah, we had like a folk song submitted yesterday, which was really good. What else do we have here? Daniel Krieger says, payday for me equals payday for you. Matt says, Sacha Baron Cohen pulled the Chris Hansen on Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, I mean, it's just when you look at this picture, hold on a second. This is just I don't think Drudge has ever had anything even approximating this. It's just incredible. It's almost beyond belief. It's almost beyond belief. Stunning. But you can't look away. You really can't. TR or Tlar says, did you see that Giuliani allegedly turned over evidence of CP from Hunter's laptop to Delaware State Police? Child porn. How will this impact the election, if at all? If it's not true, then is damage already done? I don't think anybody's talking about it. For now. Wade Flores says, David, my betta fish, Jesse Lee Betta Fish, says you are amazing. He legit gets excited when I stream you on the big screen. You have a fish that likes the streams? That's interesting. Chuck says, David, please slap beta male bro. Borat 2032. Okay. Alexander says, just finished today's show. Love the deep dive into systemic racism. Yeah, we had a 23-minute video on systemic racism that was included in today's podcast, and it'll be on YouTube soon. Amy says, should I wear a mask to watch Trump's rally? Last time the crowd was so packed, I was worried I might catch COVID through the screen. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually got a, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. The other day, I got a voicemail from this guy, Troy York, who just leaves voicemail. He's desperate to be on the show, and we haven't had him on the show, but he left me this voicemail. This is on my Instagram, where he was asking why I don't wear a mask while I stream. Take a listen.
A little Argentine Israeli troll. Hey, and why aren't you wearing a mask? You do this live stream, all your shows. I never see you wear a fucking mask when you're doing your live streams, you know. So
right.
Why are you wearing goggles? Why don't you have headphones on and a necklace? All that money you make, you don't have no gold necklace. How come you don't have a gold tooth like fucking Flavor Flav?
Right.
You know,
anyway, yeah, why don't I wear a mask by myself in the room? Okay, we have new tweets, I'm being told, from Rudy Giuliani. Let's see if he's reacting. Okay, oh my God. Here we go. The Borat video, oh my God, he's going with this. The Borat video is a complete fabrication. I was tucking in my shirt after taking off the recording equipment. Okay. Is this how you tuck in your shirt? Is that how you guys tuck in your shirt? That's weird. That's a weird explanation. This is what we call doubling down. At no time before, during, or after the interview was I ever inappropriate. Well, inappropriate could just be, alluding to consent, and nobody's alleging that it was not consensual. So this is a non-denial. It's a stupid denial. If Sacha Baron Cohen implies otherwise, he is a stone-cold liar. In fact, the New York Post today reports it looks to me like an exaggeration through editing. As soon as I realized it was a setup, I called the police, which has been noticed in THR article on July 8th. This is an effort to blunt my interesting use of the word, to blunt my relentless exposure of the criminality and depravity of Joe Biden and his entire family. Deadline Hollywood reports CAA had a distribution screening in September where there was no mention of the scene holding any importance. We are preparing much bigger dumps off of the hard drive from hell, off which Joe Biden will be unable to hide or defend from. I have the receipts. Oh my God. That is unbelievable. Wow. So I have to retweet this. Rudy is fully doubling down, insisting he was merely tucking in his shirt. The next 48 hours should be absolutely off the wall. That is an unbelievable explanation. It really is. Okay, good. We are getting close to the Barack Obama event. This is great. We're going to have, as I said earlier, we're going to have coherent thought, ideas, complete sentences, prepositional phrases, that sort of thing. So I'm really glad that you guys are here. And then later we will get to some of the Donald Trump rally, which is coming up later. I don't know what this is, but we've got our eyes trained on all of these different elements, and I think it's a really, really great thing. Robert White is new member number 4 at joinpacman.com, and Denny West is new member number 5 today. I really appreciate the support from everybody during the streams. Other super chats coming in. I did get distracted. Maddie Ice says, David, is that Scott Zolak on the Trump stream? I don't know who that is. I'm not sure. Babe Ruthless says, Melania is the only first lady in modern history not to set foot on the campaign trail ahead of the election. What's the likelihood Melania files for divorce when Trump loses next month? I wouldn't be shocked, yeah. I mean, now she has COVID, and that's apparently why she wasn't at last night's rally, but she wasn't at any of the the previous rallies either, so who knows? Anthony correcting me that Rudy got divorced last year. I appreciate that correction. Ali Reza says, well-placed Rudy's hand will be on Bible for truth. Yeah, it's just wild. That's what Rudy should go. Rudy should actually go. I actually like that. Rudy should go with, I had a Bible in my pants, which I was swearing on. In fact, I think I'm going to tweet that. Hold on, let me go. I'm going to just do another one of these. Rudy would be better off going with, I had a Bible in my pants, which I was swearing on at the time of the screen cap. There we go. My God. What a day. What a day. Can you imagine? All right, let's go to Barack Obama here. Actually, I should be careful with the music. We'll just give it a moment. But we are going to hear from Barack Obama. Here we go.
Hello, Philadelphia. Man, it is good to be back in Pennsylvania. What beautiful weather we got here, a little Indian summer. You know, I know the president spent some time in Erie last night, and apparently he complained about having to travel here. Cut the event short.
Yes.
I don't feel that way. I love coming to Pennsylvania. You guys delivered for me twice, and I am back here tonight to ask you to deliver the White House for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
It's a drive-in. That's why there's horns, just so you guys know.
I want to thank Mr. Philadelphia, Charlie Mack, his daughter, India Marie. What an outstanding young lady she was. Those of you who are fathers and have daughters, you know how that feels when you see your daughters just shining. I know a little bit about that. And it was great to see Representatives Brendan Boyle, Mary Gay Scanlon, Governor Tom Wolf, Attorney General Josh Shapiro, Mayor Jim Kenney. Philadelphia, we got 13 days. That's our lucky number right here. 13 days until the most important election of our lifetimes. And you don't have to wait for November 3rd to cast your ballot. You've got two ways to vote right now. Number one, you can vote early in person through next Tuesday.
Good comment. I like that.
How many people, anybody here voted early already? Just, if you haven't, just go to iwillvote.com/PA and find out where you can vote early. Number two, you can vote from home with a mail-in ballot. Just go to iwillvote.com/PA to request your ballot right away. And before you send it back, Pennsylvania's got this thing where you've got to use both envelopes. So you've got to read the directions carefully to make sure your vote counts.
It's going to be tough for some people.
And if you've already voted, then you've got to help your friends and family make a plan to vote. Take them with you if you vote early or if you vote in person on election day, because this election requires every single one of us to do our part. And what we do these next 13 days will matter for decades to come.
That's for sure.
Now, last time I was in Philadelphia, I was at the Constitution Center. And I was delivering a speech for the Democratic National Convention this year. And I said during that speech, I've sat in the Oval Office with both of the men who are running for president. And they are very different people. I explained that I never thought Donald Trump would embrace my vision or continue my policies, but I did hope, for the sake of the country, that he might show some interest in taking the job seriously.
You were wrong.
But it hasn't happened. He hasn't shown any interest in doing the work or helping anybody but himself and his friends, or treating the presidency like a reality show that he can use to get attention. And by the way, even then his TV ratings are down. So you know that upsets him.
That's pretty funny.
But the thing is, this is not a reality show, this is reality. And the rest of us have had to live with the consequences of him proving himself incapable of taking the job seriously. At least 220,000 Americans have died. More than 100,000 small businesses have closed.
For good.
Millions of jobs are gone. Our proud reputation around the world is in tatters. Presidents up for re-election usually ask if the country is better off than it was 4 years ago. Well, I'll tell you one thing. 4 years ago, you'd be tailgating here at the Link instead of watching a speech from your cars. The only people truly better off than they were 4 years ago are the billionaires who got his tax cuts. Right now, as we speak, Trump won't even extend relief to the millions of families who are having trouble paying the rent or putting food on the table because of this pandemic.
Guys, this is too
He's
coherent.
been doing all right by himself. As it turns out, this was just reported in the last 48 hours. We know that he continues to do business with China because he's got a secret Chinese bank account. How is that possible? How is that possible? A secret Chinese bank account. Listen, can you imagine if I had a secret Chinese bank account when I was running for re-election? You think Fox News might have been a little concerned about that? They would have called me Beijing Barry.
That's not bad.
It is not a great idea to have a president who owes a bunch of money to people overseas. That's not a good idea. I mean, of the taxes Donald Trump pays, he may be sending more to foreign governments than he pays in the United States.
For sure.
His first year in the White House, he only paid $750 in federal income tax. Listen, my first job was at a Baskin Robbins when I was 15 years old. I think I might have paid more taxes that year working at a dispensing ice cream. How is that possible? How many people here paid less than that? It's possible, just possible now, that if you are living high on the hog and you only pay $750 in taxes, that maybe, just maybe, he might not know what working people are going through here in Pennsylvania. We cannot afford 4 more years of this, Philadelphia. But the good news is, right now you can choose change. Right now you can vote for my friend Joe Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris as the next president and vice president of the United States of America. Now Joe's no stranger to here. He's a native son, scrappy kid from Scranton. You know him, and you know he knows you. But let me tell you how I came to know him and how I came to love him. 12 years ago, when I chose Joe Biden as vice president, as my vice presidential running mate, I didn't know Joe all that well. We had served in the Senate together, but we weren't super close. He and I came from different places. We came from different generations. But I came to admire Joe as a man who has learned early on to treat everybody he meets with dignity and respect. Living by the words his parents taught him. No one's better than you, Joe, but you're better than nobody. And that empathy.
There's an idea.
That decency. That belief that everybody counts. That's who Joe is. That's who he'll be. And I can tell you the presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. And Joe has shown himself to be a friend of working people. For 8 years, Joe was the last one in the room when I faced a big decision. He made me a better president, and he's got the character and experience to make us a better country. And he and Kamala are going to be in the fight, not for themselves, but for every single one of us. Look, I get that this president wants full credit for the economy he inherited and zero blame for the pandemic that he ignored. But you know what? The job doesn't work that way. Tweeting at the television doesn't fix things.
We'll see if he gets reelected, though.
Making stuff up doesn't make people's lives better. You've got to have a plan. You've got to put in the work. And along with the experience to get things done, Joe Biden has concrete plans and policies that will turn our vision of a better, fairer, stronger country into a reality. We literally left this White House a pandemic playbook.
Threw it out.
That would have shown them how to respond before the virus reached our shores. They probably used it to, I don't know, prop up a wobbly table somewhere. We don't know where that playbook went. 8 months into this pandemic, cases are rising again across this country. Donald Trump isn't suddenly going to protect all of us. He can't even take the basic steps to protect himself. Just last night, he complained up in Erie that the pandemic made him go back to work. I'm quoting here. He was upset that the pandemic's made him go back to work.
He didn't want to go to Erie, but he had to.
Been working the whole time, it never would have gotten this bad. So look, here's the truth. I want to be honest here. This pandemic would have been challenging for any president.
Correct.
But this idea that somehow this White House has done anything but completely screw this up is just not true. I'll give you a very specific example. Korea identified its first case at the same time that the United States did.
Yeah, but they're authoritarian, man.
At the same time.
Not true, by the way.
Their per capita death toll is just 1.3% of what ours is. In Canada, it's just 39% of what ours is. Other countries are still struggling with the pandemic, but they're not doing as bad as we are because they've got a government that's actually been paying attention. And that means lives lost. And that means an economy that doesn't work. And just yesterday...
By the way, people who think South Korea really is more authoritarian than us, they rank higher on the democracy index than the U.S.
Not much. Nothing you can think of that could have helped some people keep their loved ones alive. So Joe's not going to screw up testing. He's not going to call scientists idiots. He's not going to host a super spreader event at the White House. Joe will get this pandemic under control with a plan to make testing free and widely available, to get a vaccine to every American cost-free, and to make sure our frontline heroes never to ask other countries for the equipment they need. His plan will guarantee paid sick leave for workers and parents affected by the pandemic, and make sure that the small businesses that hold our communities together and employ millions of Americans can reopen safely. You know, Donald Trump likes to claim he built this economy, but America created 1.5 million more jobs in the last 3 years of the Obama-Biden administration than in the first 3 years of the Trump-Pence administration.
Have pointed that out before.
And that was before he could blame the pandemic. Now, he did inherit the longest streak of job growth in American history, but just like everything else he inherited, he messed it up. The economic damage he inflicted by botching the pandemic response means he will be the first president since Herbert Hoover to actually lose jobs. Joe's got a plan to create 10 million...
Hey, at least Trump's paving the way on something.
As part of a historic $2 trillion investment to fight climate change, to secure environmental justice. And he'll pay for it by rolling back that tax cut for billionaires. And Joe sees this moment not just as a chance to get back to where we were, but to finally make long overdue changes so that our economy actually makes life a little easier for everybody. The waitress trying to raise her kid on her own. The student trying to figure out how to pay for next semester's classes. The shift worker who's always on the edge of getting laid off. The cancer survivor who's worried about her pre-existing conditions protections being taken away. Let me tell you something, Pennsylvania. This I know to be true. Joe and Kamala will protect your health care and expand Medicare and make insurance more affordable for everybody. You know, Republicans love to say right before an election that they'll protect your pre-existing conditions. Now, Joe and I actually protected your policies to make sure people with pre-existing conditions could get health insurance and have coverage. We did it through something called the Affordable Care Act, AKA Obamacare. And Republicans tried to repeal or undermine it more than 60 times. And when they've been asked about it, they keep on promising, we're going to have a great replacement. They said, it's coming. It's been coming in 2 weeks for the last 10 years.
That's good.
Where is it? Where is this great plan to replace Obamacare?
It's gone.
They've had 10 years to do it. There is no plan. They've never had one.
There was one that would
Instead,
kick
they've
30
attacked
million people
the
off.
Affordable Care Act at every turn, driving up costs, driving up the uninsured. Now they're trying to dismantle your care in the Supreme Court as we speak, as quickly as they can, in the middle of a pandemic with nothing but empty promises.
This is a drive-in rally if people are just joining us, yeah.
It's shameful. The idea that you would take health care away from people at the very moment where people need it most, what is the logic of that? There is no logic. Joe knows that the first job of a president is to keep us safe from all threats, foreign, domestic,
and
or
domestic.
Microscopic. When the daily intelligence briefings flash warning signs about a virus, a president can't ignore them. He can't be AWOL.
Yeah, you go golf.
Just like when Russia puts bounties on the heads of our soldiers in Afghanistan, the commander-in-chief can't be missing in action.
You got to go golf.
I can tell you this, Joe Biden would never call the men and women of our military suckers or losers. Who does that? He knows these heroes are somebody's children, somebody's spouse, somebody's dad or mom. He understands that. And he's going to restore our standing in the world because he knows that America's true strength comes from setting an example that the world wants to follow. A nation that stands with democracy, not dictators. A nation that can mobilize and inspire others to overcome threats like climate change and terrorism and poverty and disease. And with Joe and Kamala at the helm, you're not going to have to think about the crazy things they said every day.
Yeah, but it'll be boring.
And that's worth a lot.
Which we want.
You're not going to have to argue about them every day. It just won't be so exhausting.
Yeah.
You might be able to have a Thanksgiving dinner without having an argument. You'll be able to go about your lives knowing that the president is not going to retweet conspiracy theories about secret cabals running the world or that Navy SEALs didn't actually kill bin Laden. Think about that. The president of the United States retweeted that. Imagine. What? We're not going to have a president that goes out of his way to insult anybody who doesn't support him.
We're not?
Or threaten them with jail. That's not normal presidential behavior. We wouldn't tolerate it from a high school principal. We wouldn't tolerate it from a coach. We wouldn't tolerate it from a coworker. We wouldn't tolerate it in our own family except for maybe crazy uncle somewhere, you know. Yeah, he's
You put him at the kids' table, though.
Why would we expect and accept this from the President of the United States? And why are folks making excuses for that? Oh, well, that's just him. No. There are consequences to these actions. They embolden other people to be cruel and divisive.
Is Trump triggered yet on Twitter?
And racist. And it frays the fabric of our society.
Not yet.
And it affects how our children see things. And it affects the ways that our families get along. It affects how the world looks at America. That behavior matters. Character matters. And by the way, while he's doing all that, it distracts all of us from the truly destructive actions that his appointees are doing all across the government, actions that affect your lives.
Right.
You know, the Environmental Protection Agency that's supposed to protect our air and our water is right now run by an energy lobbyist that gives polluters free rein to dump unlimited poison into our air and water. The Labor Department, that's supposed to protect workers and their rights. Right now, it's run by a corporate lobbyist who's declared war on workers. Guts protections to keep essential folks safe during a pandemic.
And meanwhile,
it's easier for big corporations to shortchange them on their wages. The Interior Department, that's supposed to protect our public lands and wild spaces, our wildlife and our wilderness. And right now that's run by an oil lobbyist who's determined to sell them to the highest bidder. You've got the Education Department that's supposed to give every kid a chance, and that's run by a billionaire who guts rules designed to protect students from getting ripped off by for-profit colleges and stiff-arm students looking for loan relief in the middle of an economic collapse. I mean, the person who runs Medicaid right now is doing their best to kick people off of Medicaid instead of sign them up for Medicaid. Come on. When Joe and Kamala are in charge, they're not going to surround themselves with hacks and lobbyists, but they're going to appoint qualified public servants who actually care about looking out for you, for your job, for your family, for your health, for your security, for your planet. And that, more than anything, is what separates them from their opponents. They actually care about every American, including the ones that don't agree with them. And they're going to fight for you every day. They care about you, and they care about this democracy. They believe in a democracy. The right to vote is sacred, and that we shouldn't be making people wait in line for 10 hours to cast their ballot. We should be making it easier for everybody to vote.
well, no, that's not good for Trump.
They believe that no one, especially the president, is above the law. They understand that protest on behalf of social justice isn't un-American. That's the most American thing there is. That's how this country was founded, protesting injustice. They understand we don't threaten our political opponents, threatening to throw them in jail just because we disagree with them. They understand that our ability to work together to solve big problems like a pandemic depends more than on just photo ops. It depends on actually learning the facts.
In Trump's
and following
defense, it also
science,
depends on lying.
and not just making stuff up whenever it's convenient. Our democracy is not going to work if the people who are supposed to be our leaders lie every day and just make things up. I mean, and we've just become numb to it. We just become immune to it. Every single day, fact checkers can't keep up. And look, this notion of truthfulness and democracy and citizenship and being responsible, these aren't Republican or Democratic principles, they're American principles. They're what most of us grew up learning from our parents and our grandparents. They're not white or black or Latino or Asian values, they're American values, human values. And we need to reclaim them. We have to get those values back at the center of our public life. And we can, but to do it, we've got to turn out like never before.
This is the pivot.
We cannot leave any doubt in this election.
Textbook public speaking.
Because you know, the president's already said, if this is even close, I'm going to just make stuff up. He's already started to do it. So we can't have any doubt. We can't be complacent. I don't care about the polls. There were a whole bunch of polls last time. Didn't work out because a whole bunch of folks stayed at home. and got lazy and complacent. Not this time, not in this election. Not this time. Listen. I understand why a lot of Americans can get frustrated by government and can feel like it doesn't make a difference. Even supporters of mine, during my 8 years, there were times where stuff we wanted to get done didn't get done, and people said, well, gosh, if Obama didn't get it done, then, maybe it's just not going to happen. Look, government is not going to solve every problem. It's true. Every elected official is going to make some mistakes. This is a big, complicated country.
This isn't narcissistic enough, guys. So what happened to only I can solve it?
It doesn't happen overnight. And believe me, I've got firsthand experience with the way Republicans in Congress abuse the rules to make it easy for special interests to stop progress. But we can make things better. And we sure shouldn't be making things worse. A president by himself can't solve every challenge in a global economy. But if we've got Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the White House and a House and Senate that are focused on working people, it can make a difference and get millions of people the help they need. A president by himself can't eliminate all racial bias in our criminal justice system,
but he shouldn't create more.
District attorneys and state's attorneys and sheriffs and police chiefs focused on equality and justice. It can make things better. In Pennsylvania, you just got to flip 9 seats in your state house, just 5 seats in your state senate to give Democrats control and new life for policies that will make a real difference to working families right now. It can make things better. And in the end, Pennsylvania, that's what voting's about. Making things better. Not making things perfect, but putting us on track so that a generation from now we can look back and say, things got better starting now. And that's what voting's about. Voting's about using the power we have and pooling it together to get a government that's more concerned and more responsive and more focused on you and your lives and your children and your grandchildren and future generations. And the fact that we don't get 100% of what we want right away is not a good reason not to vote. It means we've got to vote and then get some change and then vote some more and then get some more change and then keep on voting until we get it right. And we will never come close to seeing what it would be like if everybody voted. When I hear people saying, well, I don't know, your voting doesn't make a difference. We don't know because usually no more than half the people who could be voting vote.
55% last election.
55% of people voting, and then people say, well, look, not enough change happened. Well, imagine what would happen if 60% voted. What about 70%? Imagine January 20th when we swear in a president and a vice president who have a plan to get us out of this mess, who believe in science and have a plan to protect this planet for our kids, and who care about working Americans and have a plan to help you start getting ahead, and who believe in racial equality and gender equality and believe in not discriminating against people because of their sexual orientation, and are willing to bring us closer to an America where no matter what we look like and where we come from and who we love and what our last name is, if we go out there and we work, we can make it. And we're part of an American family. All of that is possible. All of that is within our reach if we vote.
Big if.
Because let me tell you something, Pennsylvania, people ask me sometimes, they say, man, how have you been able to take it these last 4 years, just watching all this? How do you keep your spirits up? And I tell them, I say, look, For all the times these last 4 years that we've seen our worst impulses revealed, we've also seen what our country can be at its best. We've seen folks of every age and background who've packed city centers and airports and town squares just so families wouldn't be separated, so another classroom wouldn't get shot up, so our kids wouldn't grow up on an uninhabitable planet. We've seen Americans of all races joining together to declare in the face of injustice that Black Lives Matter, no more but no less, so that no child in this country feels the continuing sting of racism. We've seen folks, our essential workers, our healthcare workers, risking their lives day in, day out to save somebody else's loved ones. We've seen people volunteer and contribute to help those who are having an especially difficult time right now. That's true in Pennsylvania. That's true all across the country. America is a good and decent place.
A lot of Trumpists triggered in my chat.
We've
It's
seen
weird.
so much noise and nonsense that sometimes it's hard for us to remember. Philadelphia, I'm asking you to remember what this country can be, what it's like when we treat each other with respect and dignity, what it's like when our elected officials actually behave responsibly. I'm asking you to believe in Joe's ability, in Kamala's ability to lead this country out of these dark times and help us build it back better. Because we can't abandon those who are hurting right now. We can't abandon the children who aren't getting the education they need right now. We can't abandon those protesters who inspired us. We've got to channel their activism into action. We can't just imagine a better future. We've got to fight for it. We've got to out-hustle the other side. We've got to outwork the other side. We've got to vote like never before and leave no doubt. So make a plan right now for how you're going to get involved and vote. Do it as early as you can. Tell your family, tell your friends how they can vote. Don't stop with Joe and Kamala. Make sure you vote all the way down the ticket. And if we pour all our efforts into these 13 days, if we vote up and down the ticket like never before, then we will not only elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we will also leave no doubt about what this country that we love stands for. We will not leave any doubt about who we are as a people and the values and ideals that we embrace. What Lincoln called the better angels of our nature, those are still in us. We see them operating every single day. We see them in neighborhoods. We see them in churches and synagogues and mosques and temples. We see them in people helping out a neighbor. We see them inside our own families. We see that what is best in us is still there. But we've got to give it voice. And we've got to do it now. So let's get to work, people. Let's bring this home. I love you, Philadelphia. Honk if you're fired up. Honk if you're ready to go. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Let's go make it happen. I love you, Philadelphia. Thank you. I love you.
So former President Barack Obama leaving no Trumpist untriggered, apparently, by saying really very uncontroversial things and speaking like a normal person, an adult who knows how to sort of speak. I mean, it was a good speech, but we have become so unaccustomed to it that it seems, earth-shattering in some sense. Very small thing that I do take issue with, Barack Obama using the term, we believe in science, we believe science. I think it's better to say we accept, because one of the things that, often you hear from religious folks about how they just believe. And a lot of these religious ideas, if no one believes them, they disappear. They only depend on belief. Science is science, right? Mechanical physics, wave theory, germ theory. These things exist whether you believe in them or not. It's a question of, do you accept it as a political decision? So I accept science rather than believe science. This is a relatively, small thing, but a very, very interesting speech as we await Donald Trump's arrival in Gastonia, North Carolina, which will certainly be a completely different type of event, but very, very interesting. Okay. If you're leaving, you don't have to leave. In fact, I would prefer that you stay. We are going directly into a Trump rally at the top of the hour. I'll just do a little bit of it, and then I have other things to do. And we kind of know what to expect at these, but we're at least going to see a little bit, assuming Trump's not too late. If you are leaving, though, I'm streaming the debate tomorrow night, so make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, follow if you're watching on Twitch, or like if you're watching on Facebook. Then tomorrow when I go live, you'll be notified. But I would prefer that you stay, just to get that up there. I want to get caught up on new member thank yous. People were flooding my website while President Obama was speaking, so give me 30 seconds to get caught up, and then we'll get beyond that. Christopher Strom is new member number 6 today. Tara Bautista is new member number 7. Eric Wine is new member number 8. Rhonda Leonard is new member number 9. Sarah Dudka is new member number 10. Scott Marks is number 11. And I believe that gets us caught up. I would love it if you grabbed a membership on my website, joinpacman.com. It's really cheap. It takes under a minute. You get extra content made just for you. And it's our number one funding source. So the streams, the podcast, the YouTube channel, the Twitch, all this different stuff. Salaries, connectivity, health insurance, all of this stuff. Our primary source of funding is memberships, which you can get at joinpacman.com. And if you would like, take a 66% discount using that coupon code 2020now. I am glad for you to save 66%. And yes, tomorrow evening, I will be starting about 45 minutes before the start of the debate. Also, remember, we have our brand new, shiny Discord, the official David Pakman Show Discord at davidpakman.com/Discord, DISCORD. Would love for you to join. We've got a lot of great things going on there. We have memes. We have, all sorts of different things going on there. So grab that. It's still very small, only about 2,500 people. And for people wondering about the schedule for tomorrow night, it is 9 p.m. Eastern is when the debate starts. I will probably go live about 45 minutes before is my plan as of right now. So a lot of different things taking place. Okay, let me do some Twitch thank yous, and then I'm going to get to super chats. Thanks to Big Bad Greg for signing up with Prime. Or no, not with Prime, just signing up. Walk, Hannibal, Bearded Austrian, Snuggles. Nicole Sandler show. I haven't spoken to Nicole for so long. Nicole raided 34 minutes ago with a party of 10. I'm sorry I missed that, Nicole, but I do appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. That's me subscribing with Prime. Destructive, Breezy, of course, and Brune Breed, who said hype train all aboard, and I think that catches me up. Oh, no, Bozo Jabroni. Bozo Jabroni has also subscribed with Prime on Twitch, which I very much appreciate it. If you're just joining us, we just finished watching a Barack Obama event in Philadelphia, the sun setting on Philadelphia, and we are standing by for Donald Trump down in Gastonia, North Carolina. Let's take a look at Trump's Twitter and see how he's doing from the standpoint of schedule. So let's see. 38 minutes ago, there was video of Trump taking off. I'm guessing the video was posted at least 5 minutes after he left. So let's say Trump left 45 minutes ago. The flight is scheduled for an hour 15, but then it's a 25-minute ride to this place. Wow. So actually, if Trump left at 5:50, that means he's running about 45 minutes behind potentially. So we may not even get to see any of it. As I said, I was only planning on doing about 15 minutes of the Trump event, but we're going to keep an eye on it, and we'll do the best we can to bring you coverage of everything that is going on. Okay, let me get to super chats. I'm not going to be able to go back and read every super chat. I know that they were coming in during the event. It's just not practical to go back now, but I do appreciate every single one. Let's look at a couple of different questions here. Nina says, "What is this we shenanigans?" That I don't understand, Nina. I'm sorry. Kurt says, "I miss President Obama, but will be calm and happy if Vice President Biden wins. Vote for the human race. Thanks for all your good work, Mr. Pacman. Greetings, West Coast, Norway." Greetings. Plexus says, "I'm just saying you Yanks are easily brainwashed. Be highly skeptical of everything any politician or corporatist says, even the great Obama." Yeah, this was, when during the Democratic primary, I mean, listen, through the entire, the Trumpists are a cult. They're cult-like, and check out my interview with Stephen Hassan if you want to learn more about that. But during the Dem primary, there was some cultish behavior around Tulsi. There was some cultish behavior around Bernie. There was cultish behavior around Marianne Williamson. She actually has some legit sort of woo-woo cult-like stuff in her background. But I have said for a very long time, don't deify any politician. No politician is perfect. Any politician that gets elected at the highest level based on the system that Andrew Yang, a lot of cult-like behavior around Yang. Anybody who gets elected with the system we have is going to be to some degree beholden to that system. And they are going to do things that any sort of clear thinking progressive would disagree with to some degree. And let's figure out what our choices are. There are lots of things in our lives that are more affected by state government, by municipal, local government, period. Let's just put it there. And I agree. Do not deify any elected official. Sarah says, "Thank you, David, for making me laugh almost every day, especially during these dark times." Thank you. I appreciate that. Pat says Giuliani was looking for his October surprise. Yeah, if you have not heard, Rudy Giuliani has been caught with his hand in not in the cookie jar, but in his pants. This is from Drudge earlier today. The Borat 2 movie by Sacha Baron Cohen coming out on Friday. And apparently Rudy is in a very, very awkward situation in that film. Rudy Giuliani has published, he's basically doubling down, saying the Borat video is a complete fabrication. I was tucking in my shirt after taking off the recording equipment. At no time before, during, or after the interview was I ever inappropriate. If Sacha Baron Cohen implies otherwise, he's a stone cold liar. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing that video when indeed it comes out on Friday. That's going to be very, very interesting. Let me say thank you to Andrew Lakantsov, who's new member number 12 today. Veronica Spencer is new member number 13 at joinpacman.com. Alan Gardner is number 14. Lineki Tiuwen is number 15. And Rachel Blake is new member number 16 at joinpacman.com. I do have a news, I had been waiting until the debate to debut Joe Woodward's latest masterpiece. I'm just going to I debuted it earlier and I'm going to play it for you now. I played it during the intro. This is a really great song. You guys asked for Joe Woodward to do a song that incorporates my interviews with Jesse Lee Peterson. And within like 4 or 5 days, Joe delivered. So let's take a listen to the latest song. This is called David Pacman is a Beta Male, including samples from my various appearances with Jesse Lee Peterson. Take a listen to this. It's really, really good.
I have with me David Pacman. He is a progressive host and executive producer of the nationally syndicated radio and TV program, The David Pacman Show. And I wanted to talk to David Pacman. He is a beta male. David Pacman.
Oh, man.
The beta male. David Pacman. He is a beta male.
Right.
David Pacman. He is a beta male. some beta males.
Can you remind the audience, when you talk about being a beta male and Right. being an alpha male, what are we talking about here?
There are males, most men today,
Yeah.
male, they think and act like a woman. They're emotional. They are mentally off. They have no logic. And that's a beta male. They go along with homosexuality.
Hold on, whoa, Jesse, whoa, wait, we got to, that's a lot.
LGBTQ.
That's a lot,
They
hold on.
agree with everything that's raw. Abortion, they think and act just like a woman. A beta male does.
This is
But
a great
non
track.
beta male doesn't, because he's a logical thinking. And they're controlled by the darkness of David Patman. He is a beta male. David Patman.
All right, let's skip ahead a little bit.
I really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to let you go. It's a waste of time to talk to you. We're not communicating. You're acting like an
No,
idiot.
because you're asking bizarre questions.
You're acting like an idiot, and you're wasting my time. I appreciate
ad
you
hominem.
coming. All right, thank
an
you
ad
for
hominem,
coming.
so you know
Goodbye. Goodbye. Let him know. That's a progressive vote. All men who are progressive, or males who are progressive, are weak people.
All right, so for people asking where to find those tracks, if you go to google.com or google.ca, depending on where you live, you type in Joseph Woodward SoundCloud. And unless something very weird is going on algorithmically with your prior searches, it should be the #1 result. Really funny comment I spotted in the Twitch chat, which is I can't tell if David's show is a satire or not. I can't either. That's the funny thing. I'm not even sure whether this show is satire. Which is I should figure that out. Let me put it that way. Jonathan sends a super chat. Donna Williams says, do you think Trump will try to overshout Biden despite his mic being muted? It's possible. Yeah, I mean, Trump's liable to do anything during tomorrow night's debate. Eli Gray says, clearly we're all brainwashed, Plexus Yanks, LOL. Brian says, hi, David, big fan. Iowa auditor just found that Governor Reynolds misused $21 million of CARES Act pandemic response fund on a new computer system for her building. I have not heard that, but I'm going to look into that. That's funny and tragic, if true. Leon says tomorrow's debate is going to be fun as Trump shouting while muted. Yeah, I think it's possible Trump will try to do that. JR Extreme wants to see Trump dance to David Pacman or Patman. Is a beta male. I would like to see it as well. Why not? Why not? Tomorrow's debate. Okay, a lot of questions about tomorrow's debate. Tomorrow's debate is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Okay? I will start my stream somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes before the debate starts. All right? So keep an eye out for that tomorrow. Just to refresh, because Barack Obama already did his thing earlier. We are now waiting for Donald Trump in North Carolina. And as I mentioned, I was not planning on covering all or even much of Trump's rally. I was hoping to see the landing in the first few minutes. If Trump is running as late as he may be running, we may not see any of it. We will see. But just a few memes that I put up earlier. One is a Jesse Lee Peterson meme. This is called Jesse Wee Peterson. Jesse Wee Peterson. Me holding baby Jesse Lee Peterson. We also had this meme, Jesse Lee Ben Carson Peterson II, with me wearing my very strong Data Mail shirt and cheersing with a beer. I do think this one is better. If you have memes to submit, and I'm going to be totally upfront with you guys, our new Discord has a sub-Discord called Memes. And people are posting all sorts of great memes in there. But I will tell you, we don't really just do random memes on the show. We do all a sort of like David Pacman show or Patman show related stuff. So if you want a shot at it getting on a stream, it should somehow relate to the show, an interview from the show, or, it should somehow be show related, since we tend not to do just random memes. But davidpacman.com/Discord is the place for that. If you prefer Reddit, you can go to davidpacman.com/Reddit. Whichever you prefer. It's up to you. Other super chats. Hauke Lagging says, why is Biden willing to debate the Donald while his opponent demands Biden's arrest from the Attorney General. Why does he not demand to publicly retract that? Because Trump would never retract it. And if Biden just said, I'm not debating because he said I should be in prison, I think it ends up making Biden look worse. It will just be framed as Biden's afraid. Unfortunately, that's the insane reality of this country right now. Zach Wilson says Patriots are 2-3 and third in the division. How's it feel, Beta Male? Haven't watched a single game. Don't even. You could tell me the Patriots are 5-0. You could tell me the Patriots are 10-0. I wouldn't even know if there had been 10 games or not. I have not seen a minute of sports since the pandemic started. We've got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. Karma says memberships are different from your website and YouTube. Also, can you repeat your Discord? Okay, so a lot of questions here. Website member, what's above my head, members and patrons, that's two things. That's a combination of two things. It's joinpacman.com memberships and Patreon or Patreon pledges. Okay? YouTube is its own thing. Super chats are their own thing on YouTube. And, hold on a second, guys. We've got some crazy stuff going on in the, hold on a second. Just a lot of craziness. Okay. YouTube is its own thing. Super chats are their own thing. Now, hey, people are saying Bitcoin has exploded today. Is that true? Oh my God. Bitcoin went to 13,000. Can anybody tell me why Bitcoin exploded? I've got to look at my Coinbase. What happened with Bitcoin today? Does anybody know? That's bonkers. Because of PayPal. What happened with PayPal? I didn't see what happened with PayPal. PayPal added. Oh, that's right. No, I did see that. Now PayPal, that is actually huge. That is massive. Wow. I'm glad that, glad I bought in that March dip. That's crazy. PayPal is a Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, I got it. PayPal says Venmo will have a Bitcoin wallet. Oh my God. It's crazy what's going on. Okay, very good. Stephen Parmy says Nevada is a state that has been deeply affected by the pandemic. Here's a link to the LVCVA website, which covers numbers for Vegas. All right, I'm not going to click that on stream right now, but I will take a look at it. Prior Guy says when the Constitution was written, life expectancy was about 38 years. If they had known people would live so long, do you think they would have limited the terms of the Supreme Court justices? You know, that's actually deceptive because a lot of the reason that life expectancy was that low is because of infant mortality. So at birth, the average was 38, but that's very, very deceptive. The truth is that many people were living into their 70s and 80s at that time. A lot of people don't understand this. Read Angus Deaton's work, read Hans Rosling's work. There's a lot of people who have written about this. I'm not arguing with you about your takeaway necessarily, but understand that if you looked then at life expectancy at age 5, the numbers are far closer to where they are today. Just something to understand, okay? Very good. All right. Lily Lawless says, hi, David, it's me, Leneketuen. Love how you pronounce my name, but I'm sticking with Lily Lawless on here. Your Dutch is getting better. Yeah, I really struggle with Finnish and Dutch names. And we have a lot of members from Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Netherlands, and I do the best I can. Democratic Brotherhood says, British dude here, if D. Trump loses, that will have a major effect on UK politics. It will signal the end of Brexit populism, which ran alongside Trump. That's an interesting take from the UK. That's very interesting. This crowd seems particularly corona-ridden or, at risk of spreading coronavirus. People are like extra close together. It's weird. Very weird. Thank you to Deborah McDonald, 1958, with the Twitch Prime sub. I love it. Ethelirion, Electric Head, says Obama's a breath of fresh air. Epithermal, thanking for the coverage. Emma, Black White Rook has subscribed for 11 months. Zig Zig, Hipf, The Phony Pope, Rookie, Breezy. All right. That's enough of those mispronunciations. Let's move on to some others. Okay. BDE Camps paid me $20 to say Trump 2020. Listen, every Trumpist watching on YouTube, you should really try to lobby my audience. And spending $20 to say Trump 2020, I think is a really good investment of your money. So to the Trumpists watching right now, each of you, please pay $20 to say Trump 2020. I think that's a really great way to get the vote out. Jay Warden says, hey, David, did you see the Proud Boys threatening emails? It's happening in my home county, and I'm so upset and ready to throw hands. I did see it. It's insane. And I'm going to look at more of it for tomorrow's show. Shambly Game says, love your show, David. Not going to lie, I feel a bit uneasy about this election. How confident are you in Biden winning this election? So here's my take. I'm not a betting man, but if you said, David, even odds, bet on the winner, I would bet Biden. But I think there are many scenarios where Trump gets reelected, and we need to do everything we can to prevent that from happening. Sally says, hey, David, do you think Chris Wallace will have more control over Trump now that he can mute? Well, Chris Wallace isn't the moderator tomorrow. It's Kristen Welker from NBC. Jamie says, I've been in and out, so I sort of missed it, but did you hear Lindsey Graham backed out of the next debate? I did not, but after how the last one went, I'm not totally shocked. Jamie Harrison just obliterated him. It was brutal. Kimitha says, David, please tell those voters in the solid red states, I live in Oklahoma, that their votes are as important as blue states and all others. Yeah, we've got to run up the vote in every state. Every single state, we need to run up the score. Every vote counts. Let's get a huge margin in California. Let's reduce the margin in Oklahoma. You guys understand. There's no reason not to vote. No reason not to vote. Let me say thank you to Breezy and Comstock Rocker with 10 and 11 month subs on Twitch. Also, I apologize for this brief interjection, but I do need to get caught up on website members so I don't insult people. Dominic Dilschnitter is new member number 17 today. Sean Ricketts is new member number 18. Dave Marvin is new member number 19. Lizbeth Gergic is new member number 20. Michael Bildstein is new member number 21. And Leslie Reyes, or as we would say in Argentina, Reyes, is new member number 22 at joinpacman.com. BDE Camps coming back for more. What a masochist, sending me another $20 to say thank you, Trump 2020. Any Trumpists, $20 is a beautiful price to get Trump 2020 up on my stream for 15 seconds. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Noogie says, I'm friends with a doctor who supports Trump. When I try to send him articles, he replies with memes. A doctor, former department head. Jesus Christ. Yeah, actually, let me do something just because you guys might find this interesting. So we had Hatriot Mail today on the David Pakman Show. And a question I had for the audience was, do you what profession? What profession do you think this person has? Do you think this person could be, is that like a huge, is that some kind of huge insect? That was weird. Could this person be an accountant? Could this person be a doctor? Take a listen to this. This is, by the way, let me just explain this. Hold on. What you're about to hear is a professional voiceover artist reading an email I got. This is not the voice of the person who emailed me. This is a professional voiceover artist. Okay, take a listen to this. What could their profession be?
Soy boy, cuck boy, Pacman. Fill the seat. Winning, Trump forever. I'd put money up that Pacman is either a cuck or gay. Can tell this guy likes to gossip. That's what I think of when I see soft, pale intellectuals who aren't actually about America or freedom. And a Jew to boot. The full package.
Okay, so I see a lot of people saying that whoever wrote that clearly is unemployed, but especially when I see super chats like this, a doctor I know is responding with memes, it's less clear to me. I think that these people exist. I mean, listen, if you go to Tennessee or Louisiana, the state is filled with Republican doctors. The state is filled with Republican therapists. And I think this is a reality that we just have to understand. I think if we don't acknowledge it, I think we are, doing ourselves a disservice. We're not being realistic. Okay. Noah says Trump supporters, robots. Okay. What else we got here? Jesse Lemoyne says, Hola David, ¿cuándo viene el contenido en español? I have already started doing a Spanish show every Sunday, 4 p.m. East, 1 p.m. West on the TV channel Estrella, or as I would say in Argentina, Estrella, okay? 4 p.m. East Coast, 1 p.m. West Coast. It's only on about 45 or 50 cable systems, a lot of them in California, Florida, Texas, etc. So you've got to check your local listings. They are launching an online platform soon, and once that happens, the Spanish show will be available globally, really. It'll really be, it'll go global. Okay. Dinosaur Kale says, Obama was the greatest president in U.S. history unless a larger financial contribution says otherwise. Wow. Brunis says Biden 2020. So now there seems to be a $20 battle between pro and anti-Trump people happening. Zesty says, from the standpoint of Trump's infidelity, how do you feel about people getting upset about Biden looking for Republican folks in for his cabinet? So here's the deal. I actually interviewed LA Mayor Eric Garcetti about that, who's a Biden co-chair. And I said, listen, Eric, I have to tell you, when I see Biden supposedly considering Republicans for his cabinet, I get worried because I get bipartisanship and all of that stuff. But if we're going to get things done, I don't think we're getting rid of, I don't think we're phasing out fossil fuel vehicles if we have a Republican Secretary of Transportation. And for now, my understanding is these are just rumors. So I don't love it. I'm not going to lie. But I do think that there might be some value to, you put some symbolic Republican who's like the center Republican in some relatively inoffensive position to say, hey, I even have people from the other party in my cabinet. I understand the strategic value of that, but I don't want Republicans involved in any serious way in Joe Biden's administration. That's for damn sure. There seems to be kind of like a hubbub going on here. I don't even understand what's happening. I guess we're just still waiting for Donald Trump, or Prump, as some people call him, to arrive in North Carolina. Let's see. Todd asks if I've ever played Skyrim. I have not. I have not ever played Skyrim. I want to say thanks to Onalu for subscribing with Twitch, Blue Zach, and Puny or Poony. I don't know exactly the pronunciation there. Also, a big thank you to Jax Harrington, who is new member number 23 today, and David Farrar, who is new member number 24 at joinpacman.com. We are standing by for Donald Trump in Gastonia, North Carolina. Earlier, Barack Obama spoke in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Very, very a good speech from Barack Obama. Certainly some things we could disagree with, some things that were kind of hokey, but a very good speech and just refreshing given what we've seen from Mango lately. Bo Benson is coming in with a different idea, Buckethead 2020. And yeah, that's not a completely unreasonable thing to say, but interesting nonetheless. There is a lot of action. I get the sense that something is like sort of wrong at the rally. I don't know exactly what's going on. Let's see Donald Trump's Twitter and see if anything else has been posted about his landing. Donald Trump now posting video of him leaving DC an hour ago already, and unclear exactly where Donald Trump is right now, but maybe not super far from the rally. I don't expect it to start on time, and I was not planning on covering all of it, so we will see where we get. BDE Camps now sending a $50 super chat. With Trump taxes cut, I have more money, Trump 2020. How insane is it that the top contributor today who sent me $90 is apparently an unhinged Trump supporter. Does that make anybody sad? Or does it make people happy? You guys tell me. Sad or happy? Seems like a waste of money, but anybody have a strong opinion on that? People don't really know. People are happy. Okay. Happy people. Okay, good. Alejandro says, congratulations on your Spanish show, David. Mis papás son fanáticos de tu programa. Les avisaré en cuanto antes. All right. Alejandro's parents are fans, and he's going to let them know about the Spanish show very soon. Toot sweet. Sear Media says, did you know many Iranians prefer Trump to Biden while they are the ones being punished but think Trump is the guy that understand Iran mullahs? I did not know that. I don't have any particular sense of where the Iranian community or Iranian is on Trump. I know a few Iranian people. The two whose politics I know are both voting for Joe Biden. That it's a sample size of two. Okay, what else do we have here? Kelly says, yay, I'm excited about your Spanish show. What do you think about the moderator muting Trump? I'm not in agreement. It may help him look good. No, so here's the deal. From each 15-minute segment tomorrow night during the last debate, the muting only is for 4 minutes. It's when Biden gets 2 minutes, Trump's muted. When Trump gets 2 minutes, Biden's muted. That's 4 minutes. The other 11 minutes of each segment, there's no muting. So I think it could actually be the perfect way for Trump to look bad by shouting over the muting, and for Trump to look bad by continuing to interrupt during the other 11 minutes. So I don't think it's going to help Trump. I don't think it will. Waller is me is coming in out of nowhere, coming in hot with a $50 super chat, says, I've been busy teaching, missed a lot of your live YouTube offerings. This is to make up for missed donations. Oh my goodness, you don't have to do that. Hopefully people are okay with me donating more than the Trump dude. 1.05 million subscribers, 2 million, here we go. It's going to be a while till 2 million. It's going to be a while. Christopher asks, why is Trump always so late? How delightful was it that Obama started 5 minutes early today? Isn't that just the best? It's emblematic. It's a microcosm of everything that's wrong with this administration. It's really something else. Kenny says, regardless of what conspiracy theories and October surprises come up, there's a total lack of critical thinking amongst everyone on both sides. There is a lack of critical thinking in the United States as an educational problem, but I disagree with you that we're seeing the same phenomena on both sides. If you talk to sort of uninformed leftists, you don't see the same type of ignorance that you see when you go to a Trump rally and interview people. So I think that we don't want to both sides ourselves into idiocy. I think that's a bad idea. What else do we have here? Vasil Vanda says, did Pence and Giuliani test negative for COVID? I don't know. Maybe that's what Giuliani should go with, that he thought that the swab that the swab process for COVID was different than what some people thought, and that's what was happening in this picture. Is that maybe an explanation? Let's look at what's on Drudge Report right now. I want to see what the headline is. So let's see. It's still that. Oh my God. Still that is the headline on Drudge Report. By the way, if you're just showing up and you have no idea what's been going on today, you need to Google Rudy Giuliani Borat right now. Let's see what the other headlines are. Trump's secret bank account. Drudge has almost gone anti-Trump. It's pretty funny. Texas tied, Iowa leaning blue, Georgia slipping. Mitt picks another. Yeah, Mitt Romney did not vote for Trump, interestingly enough. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Everything happening very strongly. Other super chats. Hugh Hundo says, just ordered Who Rules the World by Noam Chomsky. Have you read it? Thanks for the relevant content. I have not read it. I want to get this right. Kichain Chimale says, do you think the Senate still serves a good purpose? Population-wise, it doesn't represent our population like the House, so the power it wields seems oddly large. Love your attitude. The Senate is a completely undemocratic force. California has about 50, 60 times the population of Wyoming, and yet they have the same representation in the Senate. It is fundamentally undemocratic, and it is one of the 4 or 5 systems that I outlined earlier this week that show us the total lack of balance in favor of Republicans. Electoral college is balanced in favor of Republicans, gerrymandering in favor of Republicans, and on and on and on. I want to say thanks to Robert Michael Joseph, who is new member number 25 today at joinpacman.com. Let's do something. Let's go for 50. I would love it. I would really love it and so appreciate it if you, listen, if you have a couple bucks and don't hate me, go to joinpacman.com and grab yourself a membership. It's the #1 funding source for the program, for the streams, for the entire thing. We're looking to fill the bar up with blue, and you can use the coupon code 2020 now to save 66%. It looks like there's a bit of a hubbub. We may see Donald Trump soon. I was expecting him to be much, much later. As I mentioned, I will not be covering all of this, probably 10 or 15 minutes. We've been doing the Obama coverage. We've got a long day tomorrow with the debate, but I wanted to do just a little bit. Thanks to Liz Tabulous for the pledge on Patreon. Liz is supporter number 26 today. As we prepare to maybe see Donald Trump arrive here, photographers and others getting themselves in a tizzy, seemingly. But we will see what happens. What else do we have here? Other super chats. Chakaseki says, as a radiologist, I'm embarrassed about physicians. Is that true, Chakaseki? You're a radiologist? That's very interesting. That is interesting. So is it antisocial? Is radiology good for antisocial people? As a radiologist, I'm embarrassed about physicians who support Trump, who allowed COVID to ravage our nation, a violation of our Hippocratic oath. Very interesting. I would not have guessed, Chaku, from your super chats that you were a physician. That's interesting. Sierra asking if I've seen Totally Under Control on Hulu. I have not, but it sounds interesting. Dark Kriku says, where is Rogan on the political spectrum? Oh, there's Mark Meadows. What a disgusting human being. I believe Joe Rogan is socially liberal, economically center-left, and culturally conservative. He's part of a lot of cultural elements that tend to lean right. And I think that's where sometimes the sort of, mixed up politics come from. Mark Meadows, thumbs upping and with no mask and just a disgusting, disgusting person. I don't know why this videographer is not wearing a mask. It's vile, guys. It's really, really vile. Alexis says Trump left his roids and Adderall at the White House, so he made them turn around the plane to go get him. Look at this mania that's going on here in anticipation of Donald Trump. Brad says Trump is late because he has to figure out his messaging. He has no message. He's all defense. He just does the same stump speech every day. Same tired attacks every single day. Janelle says, can you explain the Hunter emails? I have a clip about that, a couple clips on my YouTube channel. Please have Jesse Lee Peterson back on. I'm very much on sex. Amazing. Ben Rowling says, David, do you think if Dems get control, there will be discussion of campaign finance reform or shifting to a ranked choice voting platform? Quite frankly, no. I hate to be real with you guys, but I don't think those are high priorities for the Democratic Party right now. Bean says, is the Borat movie the unexpected surprise for the Democrats? That would be funny. Just as a reminder, guys, Google Rudy Giuliani Borat. Very, very incredible things going on. Wow is the only thing I can say about it. Really crazy stuff. 5 Minutes says, where did all the stolen PPE go? Did 18-year-old ICE give illegal hysterectomies? Where's Bar Wolf and their Gestapo? I've covered all of those topics on the YouTube channel. Punio says, hey, why do the popular vote results matter so much to you? Isn't it only electoral college? The reason it matters is the more lopsided the popular vote is in favor of Joe Biden, the more political pressure it will put on a court if a court gets involved not to rule in Trump's favor. We're just going to mute. I'm sorry. We have to drop a few ban hammers. You know, it's crazy. I was watching the great Levi Rosman's stream on Twitch the other day. Great chess streamer, along with so many others, Hikaru and Anna Rudolph and Alex Botez and Eric Rosen. You know, you guys know, there's all these different chess streamers. And we were talking about banning people, and he said he's only ever had like 10 people banned in a single stream, and his streams are really long. We've had streams where like 100 people have gotten the ban hammer. It's crazy. It's crazy, the toxicity. And we'll just keep banning people, you know. It's really no sweat. I'm not losing sleep over it. Sean says, how do people not become heavy drinkers after watching so many of Trump's rallies? Very fair question. Very, very fair question. Karsten says, if you live in a Democratic country, go voting. I saw somebody on Twitch just asked whether I already voted. I did. And in fact, I posted a video of it. And you can see it on my Instagram at david.pacman. I'm david.pacman on Instagram. And there is video, legal video, of me voting. Ozzy says, as a Californian, I got tired of Rogan complaining about it. About California, I see. Candace says, Gastonia is the perfect place for Mr. Magoo Mango, since it is the butt of all jokes in the Charlotte area. Okay, 4 more Secret Service guys have come out, so clearly it is time for Mango. Donald Trump arriving and being followed around. Secret Service seems more jumpy than usual here. Maybe it's because of the proximity of the crowd. I don't know. Let's see what music we've got. Just as a reminder, I'll be here for about 10 minutes of this. Continuing the ruse that Donald Trump likes country music, I want to say thanks to Patricio Gonzalez, who is new member number 27 today. Jared Culp is new member number 28, which I appreciate. Martin Nguyenwiz, I am sure I got that wrong, is new member number 29. Adam Petway is new member number 30. Valerie King is 31, and Blake West is new member number 32. Love it, guys. I really do appreciate that. As we wait for Donald Trump here, heavy corona spread and masks already down. What's the point of the mask if it's down while you're crowded together? I really don't get it. Dear God, what a sycophantic fiasco. Truly a sycophantic fiasco going on here. Posting from New Zealand. Feels like Trump is constantly late because he's waiting for his decks to kick in so he doesn't look and sound like a sickly loser for his fans. If you want interesting uses of decks, read the book Into Thin Air by the great John Krakauer. Dexamethasone figures bigly into tragedies that have taken place on Mount Everest. All right, let's listen to what's going on. Let's take it all in. Dear God. It's almost satirical. It's almost a satirical song. There's something special in the air tonight here, folks. Could be Corvid.
This is one hell of a big crowd. Well, I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Gastonia.
Gerstonia? Sounds like a medical condition.
13 days, can you believe it? 13 days. 13 days from now, and you see what's going on. You see, boom, boom, boom.
Oh my God, he's high as a kite.
Getting a little nervous over there, you know, the deep state, the Democrats.
The deep state.
All of these people that we've been dealing with, they're getting a little bit nervous, aren't they, huh?
He's got to be on something.
We're going to win this state. 13 days. This great state. And we're going to win 4 more years in the White House.
Let's hope not.
With your vote, we will continue to cut taxes, cut regulations, lower drug prices like never before, support our great police and law enforcement,
How is he so sweaty already?
protect your incredible Second Amendment,
74 degrees there.
defend our borders, maintain energy independence, and ensure more products are proudly stamped with the phrase, made in the USA.
Imagine falling for this, I know.
And it's happening now. We will deliver record prosperity, epic job growth, a very safe vaccine that's coming very quickly.
The crowd unsure whether to cheer for a vaccine.
The corner. They hate it when I say it. You know, you turn on to this MSDNC and fake news CNN, all you hear is COVID, 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 COVID.
Right, well, 230,000 people have died.
That's all they put on because they want to scare the hell out of everyone. And you know, the more testing you have, the more cases. They say cases are up. Yeah, testing is up. We have more testing than India, China, and almost every other country put together. You could say it's ridiculous. At the same time, we did a good job, but it shows a lot of cases. And thank you. He said, great job. We did do a great job. Normal life will fully resume, and next year will be the greatest economic year in the history of our country. That's where we're headed. This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery or a Biden steep depression. And that's what you're going to have.
Obvious lie.
It's between a Trump boom or a Biden lockdown. He wants to lock you down, you know? By the way,
Biden's expressed
I love
nothing
this
about
state.
wanting
You
to
gotta
lock
get
down
your
the country.
governor to open up your state here.
It is open, actually.
Get him to open up your state, Governor. It's time. You've been long enough. Watch, November 4th, North Carolina, we're opening up. November 4th. You know, they're only doing this for political reasons. Many states, big, powerful states, they're open, they're doing great.
Some of the major states.
Your governor doesn't want to, and you look at Michigan. Now, Michigan, we won in the Supreme Court. She had no constitutional right to do what she did. The only one that had freedom in Michigan was her husband. He had plenty of freedom. He went swimming and he went boating.
Blacks for Trump, cops for Trump lady is fired up.
Postpone the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, close your schools, and shut down our country. And that's what he'll do. He will massively raise your taxes. He won't even know he's doing it, by the way, but let's go into it. He has no clue, but that's all right. Bury you in regulations, dismantle your police departments, dissolve our borders, confiscate your guns. That would be happening very quickly.
Wouldn't happen. Probably would see record gun
Private
sales.
health care, 180 million people, private health care, they love it. They want to eliminate it. They want to go to socialized medicine.
Socialized.
You too can go to a hospital ward and see how your cold is coming along. Wait for 4 or 5 days before you get in. Terminate religious liberty, destroy the suburbs, and slash defense
The
spending.
bad person.
Devastating North Carolina's incredible military families. By the way, we've invested more in the military in the last 3 years than at any time in our nation's history. All made in the USA. Joe Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination, which he should have never gotten. If Pocahontas got out 2 days early.
Casual xenophobia.
What she did to Crazy Bernie was unbelievable because they split up the crazy vote. And that vote doesn't like him very much. I don't know, you know, they're not doing so well. You know, people like aren't showing up. I shouldn't say this, it's too early, right? Oh, there they are. 61 from North Carolina, some of the great women of the world. 61 times. Oh, look at you. And you have your husbands with you tonight. Look at you. Look at you. Good. Good. Now, I asked them last time, how many times have you gone? 61.
Gone where?
Thank you. Thank you. I love you too. All right, so don't explain. Thank you. That's so nice.
Trump's collapsing so badly, there might be a black hole before we know it.
And you know what? One of these fake anchors said, Donald Trump started crying during his speech. No, I didn't. Not that that's a bad thing. In fact, it would probably maybe it would be good if I did. You know, some people say, hey, why don't you do that every once in a while?
Having some sense that Trump experiences emotions would probably help him.
Fake people. I joke and I say, women of the suburbs, please, please love me. I've done so good. No, I've done so good. I've done so good for you. Please, just like this. You know, we're kidding. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. Please, but I mean it. Because I'm saving your suburbs. I'm going to stop low-income housing. I'm going to stop projects. I'm going to stop crime from going into
He's going to stop all of it.
So I mean it. But I said, jokingly, the last time out, I said, women of the suburbs, please, please, love me. I've done such a good job. Please. No. And on 60 Minutes, fake 60 Minutes, she said, you are begging for women to love you. You said, women, please love you.
That's true.
You'll see. Wait till you see. We have a little surprise for 60 Minutes.
That should be interesting.
No, it's true. I won't name the anchor. Do you know the anchor? Huh? So, no, she said, well, you were begging for women to love you. I said, no. That was sarcastic. That was, remember I said, Russia, 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 if you're listening, please give us whatever it was, Hillary's emails or whatever. And then everybody laughed and I laughed, but they cut me off.
Whatever it was.
And they said,
it's kind of like the main issue he made in the campaign.
Shifty Schiff and all that group, they are sick people. So you see, from now on, when I say women of the suburbs, please love me, I'm going to have to say, I'm only kidding, because otherwise. But they'll take that out too. Sleepy Joe Biden has handed control of his party over to socialists, communists, Marxists, and left-wing extremists. And they're filled with hatred, venom, and rage. The first thing Washington Democrats will do, if Sleepy Joe is elected, is go to sleep, I guess. You know, I had a leader that called me, a really dynamic leader called me up about 2 weeks ago, said, I don't want to deal with him. He's always going to be sleeping. Can you imagine that? The word gets around. But the first thing Washington Democrats will do if Biden gets elected is pack the Supreme Court with radical left judges.
Really, I doubt Biden will do
Your
it.
Second Amendment and many other things.
I don't think Biden's for that.
Look at the things they have to rule on. They will pack it. Somebody said 16. I said, why not 18? Why not 20? Why not 22? And he's got to also tell us who the judges are. He won't tell. He won't talk, because if he does, he's going to totally lose the radical left. So he won't say. He's in his basement. You're right about that. No, I go through these interviews. Every question's a total kill, right? Every question. They're going for the kill. And this guy walks out holding ice cream. And the press is out there, the fake news, and this guy, what kind of ice cream are you eating? Chocolate. I think in vanilla too hot. I say, why don't they ever ask me those questions, right? They don't ask me.
All right, guys, I think that we've had, this is literally the same speech every night. So we've got a really long one tomorrow with the debate. I look forward to seeing you guys 8:15, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night for the final presidential debate. The FBI is scheduled to make an announcement about election security. This actually could be pretty big. This is happening in a few minutes. I will not be covering it, but I will be following it. We will discuss tomorrow. Thanks for joining me for Barack Obama's rally. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of Donald Trump's. We'll see everybody tomorrow.